Full foggy day on Alcatraz Island, wandering away from the crowds. You know what's really interesting? Right when I get on the ferry and I recognize my familiar friends and amazing faces and so happy to see new ones, I sit down, strategically placing myself at the door. Another person sits down and another familiar face sits down. And then a non-native younger woman comes and sits down, and the woman next to me says she's Taino. And then she asks a few people around her, what territory are you from? And I'm like, well, I'm Ohlone. Welcome to Ohlone territory. I'm here to welcome people in a good way. I'm here representing Anne Marie from Indian Canyon Nation. Right around then, a young woman is sitting behind her, and she was kind of like chirping over her shoulder. She immediately starts asking, "Sister, teach me, I want to know, I want to learn. Sister, where are the ceremonies happening? Where's everything going on? Please, I want to know." Immediately I caught the vibration of this energy. This young woman was demanding that this other Taino woman, who was just trying to meet her relatives and meet her community, she immediately demanded her attention, her energy, and for her to inform her where ceremonies were and how to be part of the community, yet she was demanding it in a very consumeristic, colonized fashion. I'm just like, whoo, it's too early for this. I said my dues, and I'm like, I perfectly stood up at a window of time where the second interrupting young lady was, and said, I'm gonna go make my rounds and say hello to people so I can say good morning. I got too strong of vibrations here. It was frustrating. I was getting really, really angry. Why is it that as Indigenous people who are very active in our communities that we're demanded, expected to educate everyone? We step into this role to be public speakers. We step into this role to educate our relations, to be very present in our communities. Yet people come up to us and are totally affluent of the fact that they are demanding our attention, they are demanding our time, and they are demanding that we educate them. They themselves can become educated. We become the ultimate atlas of resources, yet Google's there. Why don't you educate yourself first and then reach out to your community members to ask, what can I do? Or what can I learn? Or what isn't widely available? Instead of immediately saying, sister, tell me, give me. It's very, very frustrating. And I didn't want to lash out at this young one. She didn't know any better, but I did. So I'm vicariously doing it through social media on Alcatraz as I walk and get you dizzy and dizzier. But in all this, I'm smiling. In all this, I'm alive. In all this, I'm so very happy to see my relations. And so I look to you on Indigenous Peoples Day and ask you, for those of you who aren't familiar with Indigenous issues, for those of you who see Indigenous people on an ongoing basis, for those of you Indigenous relations who are in-betweens, either the ones who are tired of being demanded upon, or for those who are educators and just smiling and educating and keep on going and just being like, I get these questions all the time. For all of you, step back, take a moment, think about your questions, think about your actions. Are you present with where it is you are standing on? And just be aware. Think about decolonization. Think about your questions and how you're walking. Your present stance on the land that you are on, the space that you hold, how much space you take, and what you demand and what you request. If we do this in a good way, we can become better. And I hear my cousin on the microphone with nobody here. He's waiting for people to come down, holding it down. Anthony Sewell. So I pose that to you. I'm smiling in my rage.